Good afternoon. Welcome on this very windy and slightly wet, but milder weather than the last few weeks, which is a good thing. It's still good quilting weather. I mean, you can't say it's not the time to be sitting inside with a nice quilt or sitting with some friends making quilts. It's definitely been the year 2024-25 winter for making quilts. And we're going to talk a bit more about that in today's session. So we do these sessions basically to provide a little bit of a contact with our existing customers, but also to illustrate to potential new customers some of the things that we do. So tomorrow is one of those things where potential customers are involved. We've got our try before you buy from 10 till 2. And if you aren't booked on but would like to come, we've still got spaces. We can take lots of people here. We've got all the machines set up. This one was set up and I'm going to stitch with it today. But we've got Amara 24, the Infinity, the Amara 20 with Pro Stitcher, Amara 20 with electromagnetic channel locks, a Moxie, just over here you can't see, with Pro Stitcher Lite, Moxie XL and a Moxie XL with Pro Stitcher Lite, and a pre-loved Simply 16. So for those people who are coming tomorrow, we look forward to spending, 4 hours with a nice little lunch in between of learning more about long arm quilting, what it is, how you can do ruler work, changing threads, quilting from the back, bit on Pro Stitcher. We're going to cover so much in those 4 hours. So I hope you have a good rest on Sunday because it's going to be a busy session. So that's tomorrow. And then on Tuesday, we've got our foundation customers coming. Now we had a slight concern. Should we say concern? Yes. It was a bit of a heart attack moment when Pete showed me the letter from National Grid to say, your power will be turned off between 9 and 11 on Tuesday morning, which is exactly the time at which all our customers are arriving. So that moment where you think, oh, goodness gracious me, I don't really need that. It's enough getting everything ready anyway, let alone not having power. So I got in touch with National Grid and just explained what was happening and everything. Anyway, eventually somebody got back to me 2 days later and said, it's okay. It's sorted. We've done it a different way. It's all right. He did apologise for causing me a complete heart attack at the time. But anyway, we're good. We're good. So we have power. We have power for our machines. So there's some other people watching and stuff. Mark, you got a, yeah?
Yeah, there's a few people on. I'm getting a slow connection message popping up. So if anybody's got any issues with the connection, just let us know.
Yeah. It could be because of the weather. I was getting it at home when I was doing my Zoom earlier today. So, yeah, so on Tuesday, that's foundation. So we'll be covering everything to do with getting that really good understanding of setting your bobbin tension, how a stitch is formed, changing your needle, changing your thread, changing your feet, doing ruler work, trying different feet. Carolyn James is coming all the way over from Suffolk to teach with me, and we're going to have a blast because we always do with Carolyn. It's great fun learning. And there's a lot of people. We've got more people than we've got machines because we've got a couple of people sharing machines. It's absolutely full. So we've got, I think, there's 11 machines and 12 people. So it's going to be busy. So look forward to seeing you all and safe journeys when you come over on Tuesday. Some people are staying on for the Rulers and Fills class that comes after that on Wednesday. So Rulers and Fills are great fun. It's where you really start to learn more about the techniques of long arm quilting. And it's not about the technical side that we cover on the foundation. This is the real fun stuff. It launches you into having a real play. And it should be play, it should be fun. And we've got, again, it's a very full class. So that'll be good on Wednesday. Now, in terms of other things that we've got coming up, we've been planning our Festival of Quilts classes. So I've been talking with various people over in the States, and we've got 2 fabulous teachers coming. More details will be, I'll let you know in due course. But the classes will be booked this year on our site. There will be a click-through from the Festival of Quilts website. We'll have a page on what workshops we're offering. But that page will also be on our website on handyquilter.co.uk, and it'll go live at the same time as the Immediate Media website will go live. So if you're interested in booking a place on that, please do look out for the email that tells you where to go and when. it's a diverse range of classes that we're offering this year, which will be everything from project-based to try before you buy, sort of intro to long arm. There'll be 2 sessions of those every day, one on Sunday, and then there'll be clinics in the afternoon after we've done those. So where you can, there'll be options to sort of have one-on-one sessions with experienced educators. So there'll be something for everybody, our existing customers as well as those who are new to long arm quilting. It'll be in the same area where our stand is, slightly different configuration this year. We'll have a separate stand for our miscellaneous products. So that's where the thread is, that's where Mark will be, hopefully with Denise. And the dynamic duo, I think that's what we call you, isn't it? The awesome twosome.
That's what I've heard, yeah.
Yeah, they are the dynamic duo, Denise and Mark. So we'll have demonstrations on things like full line stencils, the pencils, and all the other things that we use when we're doing long arm quilting. So that's going to be really fantastic. I think there'll be a lot going on. And as I say, we've got 2 educators coming over as well as Mark from Handy Quilter, who's the CEO. So it's going to be a busy old show. It always is. We're right next to the Prosecco bar. So, you know, chill out, get your Prosecco, and you can be watching a screen with live demonstrations of long arm quilting. What more could you want? What more? Now, when we launched this Facebook Live on our email newsletter, we put in that we're going to be talking about feathers and thread play. That's one of the classes we'll be doing later this year. But first, I wanted to talk about some of the things that we were doing this week. We've had Susan Manry's Pro Stitcher Designer and Pro Stitcher Premium and Light classes going on Zoom. So every month, there's a session every month, 6 till 8 on the 1st and 3rd Wednesday of the month. They're a fantastic resource in terms of I keep saying in terms of, respecting how much knowledge Susan has got. She comes at it with a different perspective as well, but having taught so many places in the States. And it's really, really experienced Pro Stitcher user. She's a designer as well. So when it comes to sort of creating designs, Susan is absolutely amazing. And we did mandalas on Wednesday night. My goodness, honestly, it was so much fun. Even though I've been at work all day, I was like captivated by what we could do. So I've put my design onto the big screen here. I've got it onto the Pro Stitcher here. So I exported it from Handy Quilter's Pro Stitcher Designer. So Designer comes with Pro Stitcher Premium. It's a really cool program because you can digitize designs, you can create things, you can put backdrops on and then trace them, you can put in shapes that are predefined, you can put in fills, and then you export them so that you can stitch them out on the Pro Stitcher. So I thought I'd just show you the one that we did with Susan on Wednesday. And one of our customers who might be online, Val's done another one as well. It's really cool. So she just shared that on our Facebook group. Right, so what we've got here is the Amara 20 with Pro Stitcher. I've loaded it with glide thread. This little thing hanging down is an extra. That's just my USB stick label. It doesn't come with the machine. What I've done is I've loaded it up and I'm just going to check that it's in the place I want it to be. So I'm going to define an area. Now, Mark, I think you can see both that screen and what I'm doing, but let's have a look. I'll just check that's okay. Yeah, perfect. That's really good. Excellent. And here is my crosshair, is my needle. This is really good because basically wherever I move this to, I can see where it is on the screen with the orange crosshair. And I'm going to define my area, 2-corner area, and I'm going to put my mandala in this grid here. So I'm going to basically create this pink on the screen. You'll see the pink area there is where I want my mandala to go. So then I'm going to modify and skew it to fit in that square. I do what's called baseline, which in essence is sort of draws a line under the fact that I've just moved it around and skewed it to fit. Now the way that we designed this was that we did, starting at the center, we created this inner little petal thing, like a little center of a flower. There's 2 of those at 2 different sizes. And then we created this one with the sort of the circle loop. And then we created this one, which has got circles here and here, and then 2 echoes on the outside, almost like like a Turkish design, isn't it? So go Pro Stitcher. So in our Pro Stitcher screen, we've got how we want to stitch it. So I want to stitch, I've got 11 stitches per inch selected, I think it is, yep. And I'm going to have starting and ending micro stitches. I'm going to do a pull up at the beginning and pull up auto. So let's run. I check my settings are right, the needle is up, press proceed. So it's moved aside so I can pull up my bobbin thread. Speed, I just double check that speed. Yeah, that looks good. I might just take down the acceleration down. I've not stitched it out yet, so this is a big live demo, living life on the edge. Okay, so it's letting me trim my thread, like so. And then press resume. So there's my first little pedally thing. And it'll do some tie-offs. And then it'll do a jump stitch to go to the next one. That's it. So when it's, let's see which one it's gone to. Okay, it's gone to that one next. So I can cut this. Anything less than 6 inches, it just does a jump stitch. I'll have to cut from under the back side afterwards. So it lets me cut the thread each time, at least. If you wanted to, you can set it so that it actually stops and lets you cut the thread. If you're in danger of having the thread break, you might want to do that. Cut the thread. So one of the things that we did was, after we created the design, we moved the start and stop points for each of these so they weren't all in the same place. Otherwise you could get like a build-up of stitches on one particular part of it, which I didn't really want. Just break my thread. So when I pulled on it, because I could see it was getting a bit tight, it's just a bit tighter than I wanted. I actually broke the thread, but in fact it was fine. that. Fantastic. So it's now finished. There's our end point. Just bring up your bobbin thread. And there we go. I mean, before Wednesday, I couldn't have done that. We designed that with Susan's help. Obviously, she sort of told us exactly what to do and showed us the different features that enables you to create a mandala like that. But honestly, in an hour and 45 minutes, we went from not being able to do that to learning all of the techniques. So it's fantastic. I'm just looking at some of the comments here. John Scott, hello John. And Greta, that's brilliant. Yeah, it is, isn't it, John? It's amazing. And Val over in Calgary, brilliant. And Clodagh, who was on our class this morning. So this is one of the things that we are doing on Zoom. And Clodagh and Jenny, Caroline and Lulu. So Clodagh's over in Northern Ireland, Lulu's over in Ireland, and the other two are in England. So we got the four of us together. We're learning Pro Stitch this morning. And I mentioned about doing this. So there you go, Clodagh. That's what we learned on Wednesday night. So the four of them have got access to Designer, but actually having someone guide you through some of the incredible features of it is absolutely amazing. And it just shows you these sort of more advanced things that you can get into once you've got a good grounding on the program. I absolutely love it. And it was just so much fun to do it. And it's lovely sort of seeing people, lots of our customers from around the country, getting together on a Wednesday. So Carolyn was normally the one who looks after the Zoom for me, but I have to say, it was, I think I'm going to be stopping in more often because I learned so much. So there we go, that's the mandala, that's Pro Stitcher Premium that comes with Pro Stitcher Designer. And one of the things you can do is on here, you can actually record a design, pop it into Designer, edit it, and then stitch it out. So if you had grandchild, niece, or whoever, or your mum, and they want to write their signature, you can actually put that, you can have it as a design all over your quilt. Absolutely brilliant. So we're looking forward to doing more classes with Susan as we progress through the year. There we go. Anyway, let's talk about feathers and thread play. So feathers and thread play is something that we're doing in April. We were going to do a couple of foundations. We've got, everybody's now on one day on the foundation. The following day, if you're signed up for the April the 15th, I think it is the 15th, the Tuesday, if you're signed up for the foundation, you can now add on a feathers and thread play class. It's sort of half a day on feathers, half a day on thread play. It'll take you through, I'll be doing the feathers, and Carolyn will help me with some of the sort of other, she's not a feather person, I do the feathers. But we'll be doing other things as well as feathers. Leaves for those people who don't want to just do feathers. But we'll teach you the shapes that give you the feathers. And then we'll be also playing with thread. So I thought I'd just show you what we're going to use. I designed this panel. I actually designed it with another customer, Helen Burnham. And we're going to use this panel to do our feathers and thread play. Now the reason why this panel works so well is that it's got gradations of colour. So what we can do is, for example, in this lovely box of threads here, I've got some different weights of thread. So when we're playing with thread and we're trying out different threads, we're learning about the needle to use with them. And we find out whether something like this, which is bottom line, it's a 60 weight polyester thread, if this is going to create the kind of definition that we like, or maybe we should be using something like this one, which is a King Tut, and it's a 40 weight 3-ply cotton. So completely different effect, but if we're doing it on the same background colour, we can see what effect it has. So we're basically doing the Leah Day classic test, don't guess. And we can use different weights. We can use a shiny thread, we can use a non-shiny thread. So our thread play comprises using different thread weights, right up to something like this, the 100 weight micro quilter, which is a superior threads thread, right through to something like a 12 weight where you get a huge amount of definition and you build up the stitches really quickly, plus we'll be experimenting with 2 threads through 1 needle. And I'll show you some examples of this, and we'll do a little bit of couching too. This is the kind of couching effect. That's using a lame. We won't be using a lame. But here is an example of quilting in reverse. So this is hand wound in the bobbin, and that's the top. So here's metallic on the top, and there's the hand wound in the bobbin. So hand wound in the bobbin sounds really, really scary. The first time I did it over at Handy Quilter headquarters over in Salt Lake City in Utah, I thought, you're kidding. What do I do with that? And actually, it's really straightforward. You wouldn't believe how easy it is on these machines. So thread play, this kind of thing, using lots and lots of different threads. That's my punk chick. And that's using about sort of 15 different threads. This one is one that Talen Jeffrey, who came over and did some teaching with us, she left this with us, and it's amazing, isn't it? Sort of, she's a much bigger, taller person than me, but she's used 2 or sometimes 3 threads glide in the top to create that effect. It builds really, really quickly. So that is some of the things that we're doing, and the feather work. I mean, these are the kind of feathers that we'll start to learn how to get feathers into shapes. But let's get the basic shapes under your belt so that you can, after you've done your foundation, maybe add on another day, and we can have a real fun time playing with feathers and threads. We've got loads here, so come along, take advantage of our selection. And it's up live on the website now, I believe. I think it is. What else was I going to talk to you about today? So one of the things that I saw this, when was it? Yesterday, I think it was, over in, I think it's Grand Rapids in the States, is the AQS show. And one of our customers, not one of our customers, one of Handy Quilter's customers, Laurie Tigner, who's got the Fusion, big Fusion, 24-inch throat space machine. She took first place in the hand-guided long arm category. And we were lucky enough to have Laurie come over here and teach us how to do feathers. This was Laurie's piece, which was absolutely amazing. I mean, I'm so lucky that we've got this here. It's absolutely beautiful. And it's no wonder that Laurie wins prizes, because her work is so beautiful. And that was the one that, when Laurie came over, that was the one that I did as a result. And I couldn't really do feathers like that before. So a few days class with Laurie. I have asked her if she can come over, but not at the moment, unfortunately. But I have got some plans for some other people, and I think you'll be excited to hear who they are. So I won't tell you any more at the moment because it's not definite. But yeah, I'm hoping to bring some people over that will increase our skill level on these kind of things. There we go. Was there anything else I needed to talk about? Don't think so. Nope. So because I haven't got Pete this week, and he's normally interspersing, and Mark is lovely because he's not interrupting me at all. I'm just in free flow, but it means I've got through my material probably in half the time I would if Pete was here. So I'm going to say have a wonderful weekend, whatever you're doing. We look forward to seeing customers coming tomorrow to the Try Before You Buy. If you haven't booked on it and you still want to come, just give us a call in the morning and just let us know you're on your way. Or give us a call after this. It would be lovely to see you. It's a great opportunity when there's other people who are looking for a long arm that are thinking about, what they're going to do, and they ask questions that you might not have thought about. So it's a really good experience. And Katie will be here, as well as Pete and I, to answer any questions that you may have. There we go. I think that's it. I shall say goodbye, and I will see you, next Friday. I shall be here, along with Pete, hopefully, and we can talk more about some of the things that we've got. We'll have more updates on Festival of Quilts. Okay, take care, everybody. Have a wonderful weekend.